Yo guys, what is going on? Blossoms back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. And of course, we have the Audi Tri-Series going along, and usually I would do a what can you get from that pack in that regular format that I usually do with the two different tier lists. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I like to call it an increase in production value, okay? So Audi Tri-Series, let's first talk about, I mean, this still is a what can you get from that pack, but kind of like elevated in a sense. I'm not going to do this for every single pack I'm going to review. It's just that it works for this pack because it's small. There are literally only 21 cars that you can get. There are some Tri-Series where the pack that you need to open will get you like 90 cars, 80 cars, 50 cars even. Like, I'm not even going to do, you know, this kind of style of tier list video for those big packs. But for something small and niche like this, I think it's going to work. So let us begin with the final. So for obviously different track sets, and it's all dry. There's no city streets besides one, so there's one medium, 3 ocean city streets, and everything else is kind of like hybrid, twisty, all that kind of stuff. And yes, as we can see over here, these are the best cars for track set number 1. So straight off the bat, we're talking, you know, the Evo, the Bufori. I mean, literally it's just Evo and Bufori. Some things to think about though is that for the Monaco narrow streets, the Mazda, I don't know what this is called, the taiyaki. It's not, because that's food, but like that thing, it's pretty good. You know, it's beating a lot of the max ultra rares, so that's pretty impressive. Then again though, I don't think, oh yeah, and it's even beating the Hyundai Clicks, which is very impressive, to be honest. So that's one car to consider. Any other outliers down here? Not really. It's just ultra rares, epics, legendaries, you name it. Moving on to the second track set, it's the same thing. The best car is just that one Evo and the Bufori. I mean, the entirety of this final is just how many Buforis you got, and if you got an Evo in there as well, congratulations. This is the challenge for you, or the, you know, the final for you. Another car that's pretty good on the slalom again is that Mazda, I believe that is a Mazda. I forget what the model name is called. Other things to consider is that if you don't have a legendary or an epic, for Ocean City Streets, which shows up 75% of the final, you could probably use the Holden, and that shouldn't be too bad, putting you 5 seconds behind first place. That is still pretty detrimental, but if you're not going up against a fully upgraded Evo, then you're only about less than 2 seconds behind, so that should just be about a 50-point loss. Other things to consider is a 332 version of the Mazda 626 if you have that as well. Moving on to track set number 3, and again, it's just the Bufori and the Evo. It's literally just the Bufori and the Evo. Again, the ocean parking lot. The Mazda or whatever this car is, again, very, very impressive, beating out the ultra rares and being one of the best options to use. Now, obviously, guys, all the times that you see here are all the times available on Top Drive's records. This isn't every single time possible. Obviously, I think the RQ68 Evo is barely represented in any of these comparisons. So take what you see with a grain of salt, but the best is the best. This is an entire final around 2 cars. How many of those Evos you got and how many Buforis you got as well. So if you're uncle and you got 7 of those lying around, this should be a walk in the park for you. Anyway, those are the 4 track sets, and in my opinion, these are the cars that have the taiki, that's what it's called. These are the cars that has the possibility of winning you the Audi. So obviously the first team are the first 5 cars that you see over here. Obviously, if you don't have any duplicates, the Lancer WRC04, the Lancer Evolution WRC, the Hyundai Ascent, the Bufori BMS, and the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. I don't know what yeah, Giselle, how good are you with these numbers? Oh, what is the IX? X is a 10, right? Do you know? Do you read this? What is this? Is this Roman? Is this Greek?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you know what that is?
That's 9.
That's 9?
Yeah.
Okay, no, there you go. I don't know this kind of shit. And then, yeah, second team, we got the Holden Senator, which is like, you know, second fiddle to the Lancer. 9 if you don't have that. The Hyundai, the Mitsubishi, the Eclipse, as well as the other one. Oh! VII? Is that 8? 7? Yeah, that. And then, yeah, if you really don't have anything here, I feel like you might be able to get through with a Mazda Taiki or a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution that is also a 7 GTA. So, yeah, I think that if you have any of these cars, you should be set. but you probably want a mixture of cars from the first team and the second team if you can't do a full first team. But again, if you have duplicates, you got multiple Buforis, multiple Lancers, then I think you'll be fine. Anyway, let's talk about judging the pack, all right? So we've already talked about how useful the cars are in a Tri-Series perspective, but let's talk about the 2000s Apgp pack, 2000 to 2009. Are these cars useful or are they going to be useless? So we're going to start with hot garbage, and in my opinion, there are 3 cars that are absolutely hot garbage, and unfortunately for many people, they're all epics. So that might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing, but yeah, these 3 in my opinion are the worst of the worst. The Lancer being incredibly inflated in RQ, that does not deserve to be 76. The Eclipse Rally Art as well as the Pajero Evolution 2+2, they're all just pieces of crap. I'll show you some times over here if you guys are interested to see. As you can see, for the Mitsubishi, it is the worst 76. That and the Evo. And we all know that the Evo 4, I think we can all agree, does not deserve to be 76. And I believe that this Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 7 is the second worst car here. It's kind of sad, actually, for all the 76 RQ cars, because they are all suffering to the 75 RQ Lancer Evo 10. Yeah, really bad showing from the 4, really bad showing from the 7. I do not know why that 76 makes no sense. Same story for the Pajero. I mean, I'm comparing it to a bunch of like 69, 67, 66, all surface tire 4-wheel drive cars, and these cars aren't even good per se. I'm literally comparing it to like a BMW X5, a Volvo XC90, a Ford Edge. These cars aren't even good, and it's losing to them. So yeah, it's just the definition of absolutely hot garbage. And then last but not least, we talk about the Mitsubishi Eclipse Rally Art. Again, you know, even if I took away the Mitsubishi MIEV, which is the same RQ by the way as the Rally Art, it's still not as good as the RQ69, 5 RQ cheaper Chevrolet Murray, being the better car everywhere besides the fast circuit if you compare apples for apples for the Mitsubishi Eclipse and the Chevrolet Murray. Overall, really bad showing from the 3 cars. They are hot garbage. Moving on to Pernicious Ulcer, I think these 5 cars, you might be able to get some value out of them from time to time, but not that much. 5 of these cars will include the Mazda MX Crossport, the Holden, both Holdens actually, the Hyundai Genesis, and the Mazda 6 MPS. They have their times where they can shine, but not very often. For example, the Hyundai Genesis is a rear-wheel drive standard tire car, isn't even the best of its niche, and it's a very useless niche. The Mazda MX Crossport just doesn't handle as well as its competitors that are also Mazda 4-wheel drive standards. There are a lot of them in APGP. The Holdens, I mean, we'll talk about the Holdens right now actually. So I got a comparison over here for the Senator, and as you can see, against other 58s and 57s, it doesn't win anything. It's a worse version compared to the Ford Falcon that came out and learned the Savannah way. It's worse than the Di Tommaso Pantera. And one overarching thing that I cannot stress enough is that I'm comparing the Holden HSV Senator to meh ultra rares. I'm not even comparing it to the best of the best. If I put this up against a Suzuki Ignis Sport or that medium ground clearance BMW of 95 handling, that thing will be eaten alive. So yeah, not very good. And it's the same story for all the other cars as well. Now we move on to frequent provider. These are the cars where I feel like, you know, they're relatively average. You can get some value out of them from time to time. And that's going to be both the Evos, right? The iX, is that, that's 9. Yeah, 9, yeah, that, right? And I think the only reason why that is relatively more useful than the 76 RQ1 is because they're so close in stats, but this one is so much cheaper, and this is also considered an estate, so that's another niche for it, 4-wheel drive and medium as well. The Lancer Evolution iX GSR is the better car as well when it comes to all the Evos. As you saw in the comparisons earlier, I don't know if you want me to go all the way back, but if you want me to go all the way back, as you can see, the 73 beats the 76 Evo on the Ocean City streets, on the slalom. If we go back to all the comparisons, it beats it on Ocean City streets once again. I mean, as far as you can see, it is the better car. Here's another one. Any more examples of 73 superiority? Yeah, on slalom again, it's the same track set though. Yeah, and any more? Let's see. City streets medium. It seems like it's the better. Yep, it's the better car. Any more comparisons that we can cross-reference? I don't think so, but yeah, you guys get my point. The 73 is better than the 76. I have no idea why the 76 is rated as high as it is. So moving back to what we were talking about, these 4 cars, they're relatively decent, I think. So I want to talk about the Mitsubishi first, the Eclipse GT Spider. I'm comparing it against, front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive standard tire cars with medium ground clearance. And as you can see, it isn't much of a twisty car, but when it comes to drags, it wins a little bit more. It's the best car for the 1 mile, best car for the 0 to 100 to 0. It's also the best car for the city street small, tied with the Honda Accord, and the best car in the fast circuit. Now, I don't want to say that this car is good. It isn't by any means. The fact that it ties on the city street small to a car that's cheaper in RQ is a little bit sad, and the fact that it can't even win any twisty tracks as compared to the Acura RSX, which is one RQ cheaper as well. But it isn't completely horrible. It is the best in some cases within its niche, and you will use it from time to time, so I don't think it's absolutely horrible, and that's what I'm going to give a freaking provider. Another one is the Mazda 626. Now, the Mazda 626 is a very interesting car where it's like terrible everywhere. Like, it's the worst car here in the comparison for car park, G-force, indoor karting, circuit slalom, or second worst, the worst one being the Audi S5 Cabriolet. But just for some reason or another, it's the best car for the hairpin, for the entirety of the niche, like for all four-wheel drive, medium ground clearance, performance tire, ultra rears. It's the best hairpin car. Also really strong on the Canyon Tour as well. So it will have its moments, it has its niches, and that's why the 626 is a frequent provider. Now we move on to daily driver. It's going to be cars like the Hyundai Klicks, the Mazda Taiki, and the Hyundai Ascent WRC. We'll talk about the Klicks first. As you can see, that was the second duplicate. But yeah, we'll talk about the Klicks first. As you can see, it is not very good in the twisty situations. It loses to the RQ64 BMW, and it also loses to the RQ62 Nissan GTR R32, which is one RQ cheaper than the Hyundai. But where it really excels is on the drag. 71 MRA isn't too much, but within its niche of four-wheel drive, low ground clearance performance tires, ultra rares, 71 MRA is pretty good, and it beats what I think is the best of the crop, the cream of the crop, which is the Blossom Choice Nissan Skyline GTR R33. It beats it on all the drags. Now, one thing that you can realize is that I didn't add the GTR in the twisty comparison because that was incredibly dominant. The Skyline GTR will beat everything, and rightly so. So I didn't put it in that. But when it comes to the drags, it's pretty cool. The Hyundai Klicks, pretty damn good. It's the best car here, followed by the BMW, the Nissan Skyline, and then everything else follows suit. Another car that I do want to talk about is going to be the Hyundai Ascent WRC. I get it. It's a legendary. It's four-wheel drive. It's off-road. It's high ground clearance. It handles pretty well. Why is it not Der Kaiser? Yeah, I mean, this is the reason why it's not Der Kaiser. I feel like it's only 84 RQ because it has high ground clearance. And I mean, if anything, is it really worth being 3 RQ more than your competition just because you are the best at motocross and nothing else? I don't think so. I think it should be 81 or 82 with everything else over here. As you can see, when it comes to all the other dirt tracks, it's split between the Peugeot 206, the Hyundai i20, and the Lancer WRC04 as well. The Hyundai Ascent is actually one of the worst cars here. It still manages to beat like the Lancia Deltas, which are pretty cool. And yes, it will always have that motocross niche because it has high ground clearance, but it always boils back to the first thing that I said about the car. Is it really worth having 3 RQ more just because you have high ground clearance when you're losing everywhere else? I don't think so. So because of that handicap, even though the Hyundai Ascent is a good car, I just do not think it deserves to be Der Kaiser like the other 5 cars that we're going to see right now. These are the best of the best in my opinion. The ultras that you want to get, especially in a general sense, are going to be the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, whatever that number is, I believe that is 7, and the Mazda Speed Atenza as well. The epic that you want to go for is the Before BMS R1. It has 78 MRA, which isn't the best thing in the world, but you are getting basically Jetta G90 performance for 4 RQ cheaper, 3.992. I believe the Jetta G90 is 3.792 or 3.993. It's very, very close. But the Before it definitely is more of the bargain. And then obviously the legendaries, the best of the best, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 7 WRC and the Mitsubishi Lancer WRC 04 as well. So in my opinion, those are the best of the best. So this is going to be the tier list, as you can see. At the bottom, I'm just doing shades of purple for this. At the bottom, hot garbage are going to be the 3 epics we talked about. In Pernicious also are going to be these 5 ultra rares. When it comes to frequent provider, it goes up to these 2 epics and the 2 ultra rares, and then we have the legendary, the super rare, and the ultra rare when it comes to daily driver, and then we have the top 5 cars in Der Kaiser. So that's my personal opinion. Like I said, don't expect. I know it's nice. Like this is a way nice. I think it's a way nicer way to really showcase the tier list vibe that I do on my channel. But it works for this because it's a small pack. If this was a really big big pack, I would be sticking to the regular tier list. But before we end off today's video, since I am pretty interested and keen in trying to get one of those evolutions, I'm going to be opening one more pack for the final. Well, I'm not going to open the pack. Giselle! Just jump over the couch. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to get into that. Boom, and we're back. All right, so you know, Giselle, you know how it is. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know that she did open one of these packs earlier on today. We did get an epic. You think we can do better than that? There are literally only, I think, four cards. There are 4 cards better than what you got today. That's it. Okay.
We'll try.
All right, let's go. All you. I don't know. You know how to do this.
Okay.
It's a fifth one. Yeah. Okay. Go for it. What's it gonna be? Oh, just saying, if we do get an ultra rare, if we get the Mazda Atenza or the Evolution 7, I'm gonna be as happy. That's cool. All right, fair. All right, sure. All right, Suzuki X90, don't matter. Okay. Ooh, that's actually a good one. That's for when it comes to C's. That's like, I actually really wanted that.
Okay.
All right, so the last one. Are you ready?
Is this your first? Okay.
The last one's what matters, honestly. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh! Ah!
What is that? What does that mean? I have no idea what does that mean.
It's
bad?
It's an A, you know? So congratulations. It's an A.
Yeah.
It's the worst A though.
Oh, but it's in your wish list though?
Yes. So it's a joke. Let me let you in on this joke. All the viewers know about this. So I wish list the cards that I hate the most. Oh. It's kind of like a reverse psychology thing.
Okay. And you got it now?
Yeah, this is
Yeah, I ran out of luck.
I literally no, but it's good. It's an A though. You want to do one more?
Oh. We could.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we'll do a different pack though. We'll do this one, okay? This one isn't a boosted odds, but you know, it gets more cards. I would like a Hyundai. If you can get me any Hyundai, I'll be happy. Any Hyundai.
Okay.
Anyone. Okay?
I'll just try.
You gotta be better than that. I mean, it was an epic. I can't be mad about that, about that, I guess. Okay. Morgan +4. Alright, yeah, no one cares about that. Okay, so what matters next is the big boy. What do you think is gonna be better or worse?
Better.
Okay, let's go. I actually prefer that.
This one?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because I can actually use it for something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the A that we just got was gonna be useless. All right, anyway, guys, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed those 2 extra carbon fibers. We did get an epic, but as you know, if you've watched the video, the epic that we got was hot garbage. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna stay safe, wash your hands, and let me know down in the comments below if you're going for the Bufori, or not the Bufori, but if you're going for the Audi or not. And peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville,
Atlantic.
Blonde hair.